You're muted.
That's professionalism for you, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot to unmute myself coming back. I want to say, first of all, hello, and thank you very much for the Vileville Black Cat. I don't get this, for joining me. Hello to Jughead Morani in the chat right
joining you.
Yep. Tonight is just a hangout stream. I just want to chat. A couple of things on my mind, a couple of things just kind of sailing by, and we do have the city streets in the background as well because of the Black Cat. Thank you very much for that. Hello to Eloise. I was reading, actually got a chance to read some comics today. And I got to say something. This kind of bothers me. I know she gets a lot of work, but Stephanie Phillips cannot structure a comic book. Have you ever read her stuff?
A few of her stuff.
Yeah, she's done Black Widow, and I know Venkman's a fan of hers on that. And
that's Kelly Thompson.
That was Kelly Thompson. Okay, Stephanie, whatever.
Stephanie Phillips is A Man Among Ye, Harley Quinn, and a few other stuff.
There you go. Okay, yeah, A Man Among Ye. Here's the thing. Here's my problem with her. She has some good ideas. Like I read the first issue, and it's all set up, right? I read in the two books I'm really thinking about is Nuclear Family and Red Atlas. These are absolutely 100% Stephanie. These are not, oh, I'm writing Black Widow or I'm writing Spider-Man, Marvel and DC are climbing on me. These are independent comic books. These are passion projects that a writer might have. You know, if you make an independent comic book, it's on you. That's your idea. That's your passion. And it seems like she has this great idea. And I could tell where one of them comes from. So Red Atlas is a story that starts off where there's a Russian agent at all of these voting places, the poll stations, voting, so whatever you. I know there's a word for them, but I'm losing it here. So anyway, at the same time, on the day of the election, power goes out in these cities. And everybody starts attacking each other. Okay, so obviously there's a conspiracy. It's obviously she wanted to tie the story in with a Russian conspiracy. Donald Trump is affecting the voting and all that kind of stuff. And her buildup, it's a great idea. It's how she's doing this. The Russians have been training people for mind control and all that kind of stuff. It's a great buildup. And then nothing. Then it's a chase scene for 4 more issues. That's it. And that's the way it was with her other book, Nuclear Family. This family in 1950s, America gets hit with a nuclear bomb. They come out of their bomb shelter. It's now years and decades later. And there's a world out there, and it looks awesome. It's like, okay, well, why did this happen? 2, what happens with the family that comes forth? 3, how did this world that they're going into get built? None of that is answered because she's got this one great setup issue, and then they end up in this bunker, and it becomes a zombie escape film or zombie escape comic. And it occurred to me that that's the way I feel about a lot of stuff that's been going on. Stephanie Phillips, I think, is just she's just one of the catalysts for all of this. And it's something I'm seeing though more and more and more is that they are so interested in writing for a script. It used to be they wrote for the trades, but now modern day comic book writers seem to be writing for a movie script. And sometimes when you're writing for a movie script, you don't have to give all detail because the director wants their say, costume wants their say. The actors, of course, going to put their 2 cents in. So you just have to have this bare bones of a story. And I really think that, and I know I'm picking on her, but I really do think that Stephanie Phillips is kind of, I guess she's a result of this kind of modern day comic book writing, modern day comic book making. And it's also, I think, one of the reasons why a lot of people like myself, like Eric Breen, and more and more people I'm seeing in the chat are kind of steering away from the whole of modern comics. There's just not a lot out there. It's not so much as, oh, well, that's just not, and I hate it when they say that's not for you. That's the dumbest freaking thing in the world. But it just seems like it really does seem like it's not that they're not making comics for me anymore. They're just not making comics for anyone except for the movie studios. Seriously, if the movie studios like it, then they're happy, it seems like. Of course, I don't know for sure. I don't have, I'm not a mind reader, but damn, it just seems that way. Got a few books for the auction this week as well. I want to show off a little bit later, but that's just something that I wanted to talk about. Something that it just seemed to bother me. Gail came home, so the bird went crazy. Hello to Jughead, and well, Maranya's in. What's up? And hold on, the bird's going to go nutso for a little bit. All righty, and you shared out a link with me. I guess we'll talk about this. DC postpones new champion of Shazam for 6 months. And it says that DC has informed retailers that the upcoming 4-issue miniseries, the new champion. You know what? I'll share this, and you can actually see the article. I'm checking it out. Hey, Robert Roberts, what's up?
Shared some of the cursory Newsarama links, so there's a few.
Okay. Let's see. DC has informed retailers that the upcoming 4-issue series, The New Champions of Shazam, has been delayed indefinitely. Newsarama has subsequently learned that the series is now okay. I was told on Tuesday, says our artist Devin Doc Shaner. The reason behind the delays has not been specified. Okay. For the longest time, I just didn't have any interest in returning to anything Shazam. Okay, so right now, maybe it's just no interest because it's a Shazam book without Captain Marvel. I don't know. I got to tell you, that's the way I would. If they called it Mary Marvel, I would probably have been more interested in it originally. But that just might be me. I'm a different breed of cat. You know, it's just one of those things. Be honest with me. That's why I'm not a big fan of Justice League Dark. You're talking about Shadow Pact. So just call it freaking Shadow Pact. Let it have its own identity. One of the things I'm not a big fan of is the 900 Wolverines and all sorts of stuff. Let them have their own freaking identity. Remember when Wolverine was supposed to be special, but now there's what, Daken and Girl Wolverine, and isn't there like Honey Boo Boo or something, like whatever her name is?
Badger.
I don't care. It's the point being is that's just one more level of Wolverine suckdom. He used to be something special. He used to be a really cool character. Now anybody can do it. And well, that's part of a problem with modern day comics as well, because hey, it's the person in the costume, not the character itself. Okay, I've got it. Somebody opened a door downstairs and now the bird's going nuts. So I've got to turn out the light on him again. Ay. Love the bird. Love the bird. Oh, okay. That's what I have to keep telling the wife. No, bird's cool. It's okay. It's okay. Let me turn this on too. I'll be right back. Yeah, shut it, bird. No. One cool thing about birds is that they do go to sleep at night. So if you turn out the lights, honey booberines. Yeah, exactly. I actually wish that they had not given Clea the Jane Foster treatment in the upcoming Strange book where she takes the name and the title of her ex. Wait, she actually becomes Doctor Strange? Is that the case? I mean, to take the Sorcerer Supreme, okay, we've seen a lot of different Sorcerer Supremes. That's different. That's actually a mantle. That was a mantle from the beginning. So it's not a big, it's not a big deal to have somebody else become a Sorcerer Supreme. But does she actually literally take the name Doctor Strange? He's not Doctor Strange because he's weird. He's Doctor Strange because his name is Stephen freaking Strange. That doesn't even make sense. That makes like zero freaking sense. I don't get it. I mean, it's just some things. What are they doing? Let's see. Batman crossover Shadows of the Bat concludes in March with an unexpected return. I'll tell you what's been. Oh, that is such a great cover. You just shared that. I just opened that one up, and here you go. Let me pop this one open, and just tell me. I don't know about the book itself, but that is a really good Huntress cover. I like that. That's really sweet. And that one doesn't look good at all.
Nope.
Yeah,
I like this one.
Yeah, me too. But I like this guy's art.
This is Lee Bermejo.
Yeah, I can't. I never pronounce that name properly. Lee Bermejo, Mejo. I guess it is, huh?
I guess. That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah. Let's see. Since her ex-married name is Strange, she might be called Dr. Strange. The book is definitely titled Strange. It's, I think the woman taking everything while also mysteriously being a victim is, yeah, is full Ray Skywalker. Although I used to think it as Captain Janeway. I don't know. I prefer Captain Janeway over Ray from Star Wars. Oh. But there you go. Weird things are afoot at the Circle K, kids. What you gonna do about it? Another thing. If any of the, by the way, if you guys have anything to talk about, because I just wanted to jump on and do a little chat and see what was going on. But I got to tell you, my finger is far away from the pulse of whatever, because right now Gail's out getting Ashley, and these are our days off, I should say. And we had a great day yesterday. We went to SeaWorld. And I've always said that it's not where you go, it's who you go with, right? But we were going to go see all the SeaWorld Christmas stuff they're saying that they've got out there. And we get there and like, but it's only on the weekends, which of course Gail always works. And so we couldn't go. We were a little disappointed at that. But yeah, we made a good day of it. Went and saw it. We love going through the aquariums and the aviary. I for as much as I bitch about my own bird, I actually like birds. I love going into aviaries and everything. And I did manage to get her on a rapids ride. Now, Grant, I'm in Florida, gang. So we hit like 88 degrees yesterday and traveled through time. It was quite strange. But yeah, I took her on this rapids ride. And I don't know what it is about these things, but no matter where we are, no matter, she's the one that gets wet. Like I'll be like, oh, look, I got a drop of water right here. Yeah, I got a little wet. And Gail's over there. Looks like she freaking jumped into a river. And I told her, I said, you know what? The best part of yesterday, see, she was kind of just, oh, I can't believe it. Look at this. Look at you. So they've got these huge dryers that you can actually stand in. And I swear to gosh, it's like when Superman in the unedited version of the movie where like Lex Luthor has all those heat rays on him and then they pump hot air through to you. And we just sat there while she was drying off and talked. And it was one of the most beautiful things we've ever done. It's really nice. But I don't know. I did going out to this place. Plus, we went on the shark encounter, and there was a I don't know what they're called, sword shark, and he was above us, and just kept like we were on this little like one of those airplane walkway things, airport walkways, and the shark's above us as we're going over, and he just kept time. It was really cool. I've got that on video. I'm gonna put it up sometime. The reason they are using the Strange name is because people, even the most comic book readers, go, Clea who? That is true. That is true. I don't know. Let's see. Well, I was gonna save this one for a video. No, I am gonna save Flying While Black, 2 creators on inventing and reinventing black superheroes. Somebody sent me that a long time ago, and I was going through the bookmarks and erasing stuff, and I saw that and I said, you know what? That's still relevant. I'm gonna do a video, so watch out for that. That'll be on this channel. And yeah, fish with long sword like blade on its nose, swordfish. Thank you. I am just out of my mind today. So what you gonna do? But alrighty. So anywho, I'm looking for stuff, and it's just not happening today, I guess, with the World's Finest by Wade. Batman and Superman World's Finest by Wade and more. They're giving Mark Wade a World's Finest series. Huh?
Yep. We thought it was going to be a one shot, but apparently it's going to be more than one.
It's going to be, yeah. This is, wow, for Wade, this is one of 2 major DC projects for his prolific writer. Yeah, what do I think about that? Look, Mark Wade's written some excellent stuff in the past, but in all honesty, it hasn't been recent. He's been lost to the Twitter world. A lot of writers have, Gail Simone being one of them. They just get lost. Say again?
Ron Mars.
Yeah, they used to be good, and now they're really shitty Twitter people, and they don't really seem to care about what they write anymore. So I don't know what I think about that kind of thing, man. I mean, are we going to get Mark Wade that cares about the words on the page, or are we going to or are we getting the righteous comic book writer? Gosh, I got to get in there and I got to tell all those evil people that they don't know what they're talking about, which is the worst and most ridiculous thing that's going on. There is no bravery going after people who don't agree with you politically. It's like doing this. In all honesty, there is nothing brave about what I do, because most of the people who are watching agree with me. This isn't you're standing up, you're nothing brave about it. And it's the same when it comes to the comic book writers. They're not writing for us. Like I said, they're not writing for anybody but the freaking Hollywood executive that's going to greenlight the movie based on their comic book.
They're either writing for Hollywood or for each other. Like the mainstream is writing for each other, and the indies are writing for Hollywood.
There you go. Hey, Eric, what's up?
I was going to say, if they're writing comics for the movies, then shouldn't they be leaving the characters alive that have movies coming out? Just a thought.
Don't spoil anything.
No, they killed Doctor Strange in the comics. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, that's true. It's literally called Death of Doctor Strange. Well, I think what we're seeing 2016 all over again.
I just made a great point. So the comic industry has one trick up its sleeve, and it's turning Y into X. Yeah. But I would say they have 2, and we know what the other one is.
Yep. Turning red into black.
Okay, 3. If you fit turning straight into.
That's right. That's right. We're changing the love interests, the skin colors, and and the genitalia. Go figure.
I was at the store today, and we were talking about something, and the one guy said, well, I don't know what they could do to make Superman sell or something like that. And the guy that was checking out goes, not make his son gay would be a good start. It's like, so that's the pulse. And,
like I said, I think they lost an opportunity to actually tell that story. Give me just a second. Well, no, I won't do that because there's no comments to read. So swordfish steak is a favorite. It actually isn't bad. I like swordfish. I went to the shop too and got a few things for the auctions. A couple of them you've seen, such as the Firestar.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that. I just picked up a Superman Alien, American Alien. I got the trade paperback of the Kirby specials that came out on his 100th. Another Cloak and Dagger. Those will be in the auctions. Justice League Earth 2. A Showcase Presents. Oh, wait, no, that's not going to be in the auction. I collect those. But yeah, I do have a Tales of the Crypt. That should be cool. And this Monster Frankenstein omnibus. So, yeah, there's going to be some interesting things there. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes. And I got an early Christmas present. And you're going to like this one.
Golden Submarine there.
Yep, it would actually probably show off a lot better if I did this. There you go. This is so much content in this book, but it's all the Golden Age Submariner stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
that is cool.
There are a couple of the couple of girls at our Ollie's who have said that they will email me when the hardcover omnibuses come in. So I'm like, awesome. I like that.
Hey, could you ask them to email me and say, hey, and yours still doesn't have shit.
Right. And your Ollie's said, go to hell. Yeah. Yeah, I was very happy when they said, oh, we got your email because they got those Ollie cards and all that kind of stuff. And all right, cool. I told them, especially if you get any of those huge bookshelf books, the ones that actually the coffee table books that could be used as coffee tables. I'm not going to pick it up because I don't want to throw out my shoulder. Hey, VENKMAN, what's up?
Not much. Just got home. Didn't realize you were doing anything tonight. I thought you were still recuperating.
This is really actually, I don't. We walked around all day yesterday, and I felt great. As far as the drunk stream is concerned, that hurt me. Oh my gosh! By the way, thank you very much. We do have enough at least to get the mattress, and then the box springs is coming after. But yeah, that's awesome. Thank you very much for.
So I noticed your title. He says no spoilers. I'm not going to do any spoilers about Spider-Man. I didn't watch it yet. I'm watching it tomorrow. But
yeah.
I was looking at theater stuff times, and I'm like, oh, vaccination ID required if you want to watch this movie.
Oh,
This is Marcus Theaters doing it.
Come on down to Florida, man.
Well, the one I go to doesn't require that. Mine's in the sticks part of town, so I don't have to worry about that crap. And I also avoid the crowd.
Where Dennis DeYoung lives?
No. I'm by Ted Nugent. Just on the other side of the lake. That's all.
We have an Ollie's Army card that comes in hand. Yeah, I'm wishing if they would send me one of those freaking discount thingies. Is that Monster Frankenstein for Marvel Comics? I vaguely recall the character design. Yes, that is. That's like a Marvel Frankenstein omnibus kind of thing.
Here's an issue of it.
Alrighty, let me highlight Mr. Breen. There we go. And Mr. Breen, you have the floor. It's all you, man.
I don't want the floor because this is all I've got.
Breen,
take the floor.
Breen, do you get the last issue of Gun Honey?
Yeah, I picked it up, but I forgot to buy it, so it's still sitting in my workstation.
My one LCS didn't have the cover I wanted, so I ended up getting this cover right here. So now I was like, you know what? I want cover A. So I got this is cover A, right here.
Yeah, that's the one I got.
So then I they have this same price.
Wow, I would have gotten that one. Yeah.
I gotta admit, I like the first issue, but it has been steadily downhill from there.
It's not what normal one I usually read all the time. Not a typical thing. Like I liked Normandy Gold better. Yeah, because that was that was a lot more better crime, more violence.
The word is better. In all honesty, Gun Honey is a-okay, but I've got to tell you,
it's greenlit for another.
Detached. I am detached from. I haven't been to the comic shop in 2 weeks.
I was talking to Skip Tosh. He said it's apparently greenlit for a second arc.
Okay.
Well, it's just it's I don't know. It's become tropey because I said the first issue, the girl said something, girl powery, and the guy shot right back, and I thought, okay, this is going to be a series where the guys are actually, or at least equal to the no. I mean, the guys are just to borrow a West line that he uses on about Marvel editors, they're the Legion of Doofuses, and she's she's a Mary Sue. I know she's got a gun pointed at her, I think, at the end of the third issue, but I'm sure she makes the guy eat it by page 2.
Well, in the next, he said, like, the way it ends, it actually ended pretty good for what it was, because I agree. It was pretty bad, but when you find out who the bad guy is, really, and then you find out who the bad person is, it's a plot twist and a plot twist. But
I bet it's a white man.
No.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they want you to believe, but it's not. So this is what I got.
Unless it's her.
This is all from Wednesday. These are all just random, mostly independent books. I end up getting Xenoscope some books too.
Before you start showing those off.
Oh, sorry. Did I say outrage first?
No. I said, E started to stream. We're talking about how there's nothing left in comics for guys like us, and then VENKMAN comes on. Look at what I got this week. Here's everything that came out.
Because I'm getting everything outside of Marvel.
I'm getting detached because I haven't been to the comic shop, and I'm behind. Even as that's concerned, I'm like 3 or 4 issues behind on everything. So it's like I don't know.
This was great. It's Titans United. This is supposed to be like the based off the characters in the TV series, but it's the complete opposite of what their personalities are. It's the same lineup, but holy crap! It's like it's just written by conservative. It's like they just changed the whole entire tone of the characters. Guess what? I'm sorry for those who like the people playing Starfire. I mean, sorry, the someone who looks like Starfire. He doesn't even have flame powers anymore in the show. Starfire and Titans United is Starfire.
You mean she is not Starfire?
No spoilers. It's in the freaking God dang, man.
In Titans, dude, you're gonna be pissed off. You complain about the little sayings. Titans, you'll rage quit that show.
I saw.
It's as bad as Batwoman.
I'll tell you what. I have a problem with the way they treat Changeling. You mean he could turn into a tiger?
Well, he gets one more change, but that's it. They had room for the CG for one more change.
I only buy gay books, and now I have to apply for a loan. Yeah, that one's pretty good.
Well, those are $15. Those mangas. You're getting the Erie, yeah, or the whatever it is, Galway, whatever it is.
Right.
$15 per volume. Oosh.
Are they up to 15 now?
Yeah, some are $15. It's one of the Viz ones I saw because they're brand name.
Well, no, it's. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I mean, they were 10 when I was buying them, but that was 12, 15 years ago.
Same here. I used to buy Viz and some of the other ones, Tokyo Pop.
Before they were.
Yeah. Now they're like, because they're big names now. It's like, oh my gosh! It's like they just here's $3 more add on.
Well, comics have gone up too. So I mean,
it's Well, these are being imported too. Well, actually, they're not getting really imported. What it is that they're being translated in California and then distributed throughout the rest of the country.
And here's another reason why I'm disconnected. The hell is that? Look, here's the thing. If somebody showed me this on Twitter, I would be like, "Oh wow, that's pretty damn good, man," and it is. But if you want to put it in, or especially on the cover,
but that's
a cover.
It's probably a variant cover.
Now, look, I understand that even in the 80s, not everybody was Todd McFarlane.
Yes, but that's a throwback variant cover. The 90s.
No, 90s art was on.
I understand that's Tumblr art trying to be like.
Say what you will about the 90s comics. One of the reasons why a lot of them sucked is because they paid way too much attention to the art.
Did you? I don't know if you follow Ash on Comics. If I'm on Twitter, he posted a picture of one of the main books right now for Spider-Man, and it shows Ben Reilly going against. It's supposed to be Miles Morales, but he's dressed like Kane Parker, the red and black Spider-Man, and Miles is saying to Ben Reilly, "You're not Spider-Man. They're you." It's like
Neither. Yeah. Ben.
I think that's the issue that came out today.
Yesterday, Wednesday. Yeah.
I got
it. It is just funny because it's like that. If you don't, if you're a person who doesn't like, oh, that's Spider-Man. Why is he saying you're not Spider-Man? That's Spider-Man, Peter Parker, right? Until you actually read it, it's like, holy crap, it's not Peter Parker. It's just a clone. It looks like they're continuing the clone saga on cover because why before Miles Morales had a distinct uniform. Now he's wearing a red. I mean, I actually red and like and more black and like less black. It just looks like he's wearing the Kane Parker, the one that used to be this figured one. They brought him back in that clone saga again a couple of years ago. He went down to Texas, and he was distinctive. He had stingers that come out. He was a more aggressive one. He's basically then they made Superior Spider-Man. It just got the point where there's no point of having all these Spider-Mans around. Just start killing them off, please. Give me back Moreland with the guy who started killing them.
Did Peter come out of his coma yet?
I don't know. I gave up after the second issue. I read it. I was like, I'm just done with this because it's just not even Spider-Man anymore. It's not even It's like a shell. It's like the Ben Reilly that's back. Apparently, he's working for a corporation, and he revealed who he is. They know who he is. I mean, they know Peter Parker's Spider-Man, so his identity's out. So, and if they don't know, how does he not continuity? Remember the whole spell thing? That's what Far From Home's apparently supposed to be about. The spell that Strange cast in. That's also what Strange cast in the comic books. So it's like, it's crap.
Yeah,
it's stupid crap, and it angers me because as much as I didn't like Spencer's, holy crap, was Spencer's better than this crap. I mean, they're going off the people who, you know who's great? Scarlet Spider. But let's make him the main Spider-Man. We did that in the 90s. We'll do it again, but this time we'll just make it not as good. We'll name only.
Right. Oh, hey, Pop Star Princess, what's up? I'd take a well-written Ben over Miles any day.
Peter's in a coma for like 19 issues.
Aside from the movie, who's Miles Morales?
You mean Into the Spider-Verse movie?
Point being, aside from the movie, Miles Morales is not a personality. There's no hook. There's nothing to grab onto. There isn't anything. The thing that you could grab onto as far as Miles Morales is concerned is exactly what he was sold on, and that is his skin color.
Yeah, that's the fact black that kid living
he's half black, half Puerto Rican. Beyond that, they really have not written him as a three-dimensional character. Not in any comic I've seen. And that doesn't say that I haven't enjoyed him on a base level.
In the Ultimate Spider-Man comics, he was written better. Except he's a kid. He was a newbie kid coming into this universe, and where everybody's already got an opinion of who Spider-Man is, and he's trying to live up to the fallen hero. And he's got to deal with other people who are friends of Spider-Man's, and it's like he's constantly being judged. He's trying to balance schoolwork and all that stuff. It's basically what they've done to him now is just he's a throwaway character. He's not even really. It's like, do I need to read about him? No. If I want to read about Miles Morales, I'll go back to the Ultimate Spider-Man books by Brian Michael Bendis, who actually gave more effort to the character than whoever's writing now.
Yeah,
it's sad, and we hate Bendis. Well, at least we don't like his stuff now, what he's done to characters. But holy crap, you can make a character that Bendis, made good, and make it worse. You've got talent.
When they did that amazing Fantasy 15 repro with Miles and his mask was off, that said it all. He's the amazing token man. And unfortunately, here's the thing, and I've said this many, many times, there is no such thing as a bad character. There are just bad writers. These are the people who cannot, it's like the Stephanie Phillips thing that I was talking about before. She has great ideas and no way to finish them. No, it's like she can't get out of the idea stage. She'll write up the beginning, and then her stories just peter off.
I'm liking Man Among Ye. Are you not reading that?
No, that's
which one do you not like by her?
It's been the Black Widow, the Nuclear Family, the
Black Widow is Kelly Thompson. You're thinking of Harley Quinn with the Rossimo R.
Did I say the wrong name again?
You said Stephanie Phillips.
Harley Quinn, and the Red Atlantis and Nuclear Family. she's got ideas, and then nothing.
I haven't read the Harley Quinn because I can't get past Roswell's horrible art. I'm sorry. If you want to have a book that sells, it's got to look decent. You can't just. It's like Hollywood, man.
Oh yeah, now we're just bitching like
I'm not bitching. I'm just saying you're selling a product and you're giving a half-ass.
Okay, Waldorf, get up here in the balcony with me. You suck. Okay, anyway.
We're Marley and Marley.
Okay, I'll do a little griping real quick here. It's just to keep the. So there's these stacks of books at the store, and one of them is Spider-Man 80B or whatever. And there was a scene where Peter was hugging Aunt May, asking if anybody got the license of the truck that hit him. That's why I asked if he came out of the coma, but I'm guessing that was somebody's just imagination, I guess, because he's still in the coma.
For Spider-Man, I think he's still in the coma. Like I said, I was reading up, going through the Comic Geeks, and it showed Ben Reilly pretty much all the way through to January. But so for 19 issues. Which I don't mind Ben Reilly, but if you're gonna have Ben Reilly, at least have Peter Parker in his own thing. Let Ben Reilly do his own thing. At least write Ben Reilly like you would write Ben Reilly, not like how he is. They want him to write him today.
What, it's like charred in the bottom of an incinerator?
Well, no, they brought him. They brought him back. You remember in 2012? Well, sorry, you don't read stuff. I think past you. No, they brought him back, Ben Reilly Spider-Man, and it actually gave him a good send off. He left. He was no longer Spider-Man. He gave it. They basically fixed the Clone Saga ending. They let Ben Reilly live, but he left. He went on. We moved out of New York, and he was no longer Spider-Man. He let Peter have it.
So next to this Spider-Man 80B was a big stack of Black Cats. So I looked through that.
The annual?
I don't know, but it was all about her and her girlfriend. And
are you spoiling the book for me, sir?
And, oh my gosh. How shocked was I to learn that she was black with the side of her head shaved.
This is probably the one they've been pushing. This is really dumb too that Marvel did for Black Cats. Like there's this secret order guild where you give a tenth of whatever they steal.
I don't care.
Yeah, and like I said, and it's so like some like demon god, and Black Cat wanted to steal it all from the heist. It's like
it was her tent. Did she steal half of her girlfriend's hair?
No, that was Miles. His hands got stuck and he ripped pull the hair out like he did.
Jesus Christ! How much of a cliche is Marvel?
As much as DC is now.
Yeah, I would have to say 99%.
And speaking, Sean Comics is here.
Let's see the artist on the Frankenstein artist.
Nicholas Cage, right?
Mike Plug did some, didn't he?
I was about to say Mike Plug, John Buscema, Val Merrick, Don Perlin, and Sal Buscema, and Bob Brown with Gary Frederick, Doug Minch, Bill Montello, Jerry Conway, and Mike Plug writing.
Jesus God, it's five. There's 5 teams for 18 issues. And they really wanted that one to make it.
I only got one Marvel book, and that was the issue 2 of Hulk.
4 of those 5 artists are 5 of the 6 are very good.
Mm-hmm.
And Don Perlin was left over from the Golden Age, so it's he's got some gravitas, and all the writers are good, but it's good. It was a good series. I just got lost with all the Werewolf by Night and Tomb of Dracula and Ghost Rider.
Ash, you're here. You hate Marvel. Jump on. Let's bitch together.
Yeah, might as well jump on.
But yeah, Werewolf by Night. I love the. Like I said, the best crossover for me was with Moon Knight. I love that the way the dialogue in it, calling a mangy mutt and all that stuff. That is just hilarious. It's the most cliche thing you can call somebody, calling names and names, but it's just fun. Just them fighting, and then he's like, oh, and they gets pulled into the lake. It's like I probably got more diseases from anything he slobbered over me tonight. It's like in the New York lake, harbor. And just like that's how he got his costume, by these guys that hired him that captured the werewolf. By this organization, so he kept the Moon Knight costume then, but before he didn't have that costume.
Yeah, Ash, get on here. I was only planning on staying for a couple minutes.
Me too.
This coveted spot next. You'll be here till 3.
No, I
Take
won't.
this
Gil.
coveted
I
spot.
got on. I jumped on. Basically, I wanted to show off my new omnibus to you, and I wanted to do a live chat while Gail was going to get the daughter.
I was gonna watch Remember the Night, but I
remember. You know what? I saw that one of those movies. What was the? It happened on
Fifth Avenue.
Fifth Avenue. That was actually pretty good. It's a non-Christmas movie. Like I think
go home,
dude. The attachment to Christmas is that in one scene they're putting up a Christmas tree.
Oh, so what happened on Fifth Avenue? Anything good?
Who died and made you the boss of what is Christmas and what isn't Christmas movies?
Is
Not you yet.
Anglesey Neezer Scrooge.
Joe did.
He
died. I became the boss of what a Christmas movie is.
Oh, put a sock in a cat. I heard that. You son of a bitch.
After Roger Ebert died, it fell to me.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, no, look, it's a good movie. I'm not taking that away from it at all. I liked it, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
You have such a narrow definition of what a Christmas movie is.
Mm-hmm.
I think if there's part of it takes place around Christmas and that's part of the movie, then why can't it be a Christmas movie?
See, I don't know. Zach has a Christmas shirt.
It's a movie that takes place in Christmas. I'm not saying anything bad about it.
Zach wore his Christmas shirt the other airline stream. He had his Die Hard shirt on.
Oh, MK, no, I did not watch Home Sweet Home Alone. I don't believe I will watch Home Sweet.
You have to watch every movie, bro.
I'm gearing up for the Extreme Movie Show, doing the top 10 worst and best and all that kind of stuff. One thing I gotta say of note is that this year is kind of different on how I approached movies, and I did not put myself in the line of fire like I normally would. It used to be where I would say, okay, I got to watch everything, and I would even take a look at some of the bad movies. I don't think I will ever see Space Jam 2. I just won't. It's got LeBron James in it. I'm more interested in that Home Alone piece of crap than I am that Space Jam 2.
I'm more interested in just sniffing glue.
I'd like to take this time to welcome Ash to the stream.
Who?
Ash, you'd have to change
What's up, Ash?
your name because it's not Christmas Day, and according to our host, that can't be your name.
Also, that's a very offensive thing. Why is it be
Christmas?
Christmas?
Christmas season. I'm not saying anything.
I'm
about
sorry.
that.
We don't. Not everybody celebrates Christmas. We got to call you Ash on holidays.
Thank you for the warm welcome. And nope, it's Christmas. People who say holidays. Wow.
Did anybody say holidays?
Free.
I said Ash on holidays.
Ash on holidays? No. Hey, look, I hope you have if you're Jewish, I hope you have a happy Hanukkah. But I would do wish people
happy
Merry
Kwanzaa.
Christmas.
I wish everyone Oh, go ahead.
My take on it is this. I wish you a Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, take that as a happy December 25th. But yeah, leave me out of that whole.
I'm more offended that it has to be happy. Why do you assume everything has to be happy? Why can't it be miserable? Let me be miserable.
The majority of people in the world who celebrate Christmas aren't Christian, so I think
that's true.
It always annoys me when people get all offended. It's like, look,
yeah.
Do you think you shouldn't have a happy Christmas just because you're not? Like, I want to have a happy Hanukkah. I'm not Jewish. Like, I want Hanukkah to be a good day for me. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, I'll say happy holidays on the 26th through the New Year because Christmas is over. But
it is.
No, it's not. The 26th is day 2 of Christmas.
Oh.
It is funny though. On some of the older like Marvel and DC books, when they had the Christmas stuff, they had holiday specials. They didn't call it Christmas.
Christmas is not over until January. Oh, sorry. January 7th. It makes January 6th is the 12th day of Christmas.
That being said, one of my favorite songs is that Happy Holidays, Happy Holidays.
Hey, don't mention that date. We might get banned.
Yeah, isn't it ironic how the that date, the final day of Christmas has been made into infamy?
Yep.
Oh, January 6th.
Yeah, I just find that ironic.
Oh, no, nothing's wrong with that day at all because nothing happened that didn't happen all of the year prior. It just happened to the politicians.
Yeah, you mean so those people were trying to take over the U.S. government?
Right.
See, that just bought us another hour of this stream.
There you go, yes. I might see Home Sweet Home Alone and Space Jam 2 on TV sometimes. It happens. Yeah, I do. I've got HBO Max. Never watched Space Jam. I've got Disney. Won't watch the Home Alone. Tonight we are going to be putting on an actual Christmas movie called Krampus. It's a horror film. But Christmas is freaking important to the story. That's what makes it a Christmas movie. It happened on Fifth Avenue. Wonderful movie. Absolutely fantastic. Christmas is not necessary to that story.
Happy pagan winter solstice.
I'm going back to being Ash's sidekick.
Yeah. Welcome back to the fold, Eric.
That's also why.
Glad to be back.
Hey, speaking of that, I did see a new Christmas movie that was actually pretty decent. 8-Bit Christmas.
It was decent.
It was decent. I mean, there was parts of it that were a little. It was kind of reminded me of like A Poor Man's Christmas Story, which is my favorite Christmas movie.
It is it was like A Christmas Story, and The Princess Bride had a car wreck. It was like those old Reese's peanut butter commercials. You remember? Oh my gosh, you got chocolate on my peanut butter. You got peanut butter on my chocolate.
Oh, it's on HBO Max. That's funny.
Yeah.
It was a little forced at parts, but I thought it had a pretty good message.
Is Neil Patrick Harris gay in it?
No.
He's straight?
No.
Neil Patrick Harris does not take a lotght of gay roles, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, and he has a very small part in the film.
I've never seen him naked.
All right. Do you want to? I can send pics. No,
what was that, Breen? I don't have closed caption.
I was going to say, woo, somebody's feeling it tonight.
Right.
But no,
what kind of eggnog are you drinking so I can avoid that?
If anyone's looking for a new film, it's not political.
No.
Like they stay away. It's not the greatest Christmas movie ever, but most Christmas movies suck anyway. So I think as far as like that bar goes, it's pretty decent.
Oh, Steve Zahn.
Okay, let me get on Eric's good graces here. First of all, yes, if it happened on Fifth Avenue, it was a beautiful film. I liked it a lot.
Oh, it's a director of the Goon.
I love black and white Christmas movies. Give me the preacher's or the bishop's wife, and I of course everybody loves It's a Wonderful Life. There was a scene in this movie, two scenes. One, they're standing on a street and it's obvious rear screen projection behind them, and then another one where one of the main characters is walking away and he's just walking in place as the rear screen makes it look like a city passing by. And I'm like, you know what? That's part of the charm. It's just it's not as high polished, but it's absolutely fantastic because they paid attention to the story, the characters, the whole 9 yards. I watched a movie as well, a new movie that was released for 2021, and it was called A Boy Called Christmas, and that one stuck with me. I like that one.
They named her kid Christmas?
Well, it's Saint Nick. It's Nick.
Oh, okay. I was like, that poor kid, man.
But I really like that film. I liked it a lot. We watched a couple of the what are those called? The Hallmark Christmas movies. And I thought, you know what? These are not made to last. There's never going to be a classic Hallmark Christmas movie because they're just churning them out and they don't give a crap. And it's hard to tell, like a couple of years ago, they came out. Netflix came out with a movie called Klaus, and it was brilliant. It got nominated for an Oscar. People who've seen it love it. I actually could see Klaus being watched 10 or 12 years from now. I cannot see these Hallmark movies being remembered. This is a fad that's going to die out at a certain point in time. And yeah. Oh, and by the way,
they're cotton candy Christmas movies.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Dissolves as soon as you get. Jughead is asking about a horror Christmas movie. It's called A Christmas Horror Story, and it's an anthology story. William Shatner plays a radio host who does the bumpers. He's not like the Crypt Keeper. Hey, now we have a story about a man with, he's not that kind of character, but they'll show you the story, and then he comes on as the radio host, and it goes into the next story. I know it's on Prime right now. Like, it's free to watch if you have Prime, maybe Shudder. It's brilliant. I love it. Jughead, good call on that one. There is a twist at the end, and it's fantastic.
Do you have Turner Classic?
I do not.
Okay, because I would say Holiday Affairs on tomorrow, but I imagine you probably have.
Is it?
That's on HBO Max.
Okay,
so cool. I'm going to be checking that out. I'm looking for The Bells of St. Mary, and I just saw that.
Watched that 2 years ago. And
The Bishop's Wife is only for rent on Prime, so I'm trying to find it streaming somewhere. Because you know what, I will say this absolutely without irony.
Eric Bischoff's wife?
Cary Grant could possibly be the most charming actor of all time.
Yes,
it's I can watch any of his movies.
And I agree with I was gonna say Zach. Talking to Zach too many times. Agree with Ash. Rocky IV, the extended cut. I'm looking right now on Vudu. It's like $15 to buy, $4 to rent, and that's pretty much where you watch it.
It's on HBO Max. If you,
I don't have HBO Max.
Okay, well, just anyone who does.
Well, if you want to stream it for me, and I'll watch it with you.
Okay.
Which, by the way, I point this out
on
because
the ocean.
The HBO Max, when you look at it, when you go through the menu, it doesn't say it's the new cut. It just says Rocky IV.
Rocky IV. Oh wow!
But
okay.
the only reason I knew this is because I saw the runtime. I was like, wait, because the original Rocky IV is only 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
And the new runtime is 130 minutes or something. It's 40 minutes of extra footage. So I saw that time. I was like, this has got to be it. So I haven't seen it yet because I can't watch Rocky IV without seeing the first three.
Voodoo's listing it as 94 minutes. I'm like, that can't be. It's original.
That's the original.
But it says Rocky IV, Rocky vs. Drago, the Ultimate Director's Cut. So it's like, what are?
Yeah, they did have the wrong time then. Yeah.
Well, I hope it's the wrong time and not the wrong title.
Marania's saying, find a movie called Going My Way. We did watch White Christmas last night, but that reminded me there is a movie I'm going to see for the first time. It's got Bob Hope in it. It's the movie that invented the song Silver Bells. Shoot, I can't remember the title of it, but I'm gonna check that one out. I like the classics. I like the old classic black and white just as much as the color movies.
Have you seen Christmas in Connecticut? It's Barbara Stanwyck, Sidney Greenstreet, Dennis Morgan.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
That's just charming. Is the best word I can think of comes to mind. It's in Sidney Greenstreet is he just literally chews up the scenery, on account of he was huge.
Speaking of Christmas movie classics, I'm really going to make a point this year. I'm going to see Ben-Hur. I've never seen that movie, and I need to.
I always had that one with Easter.
Ooh, Glenser.
Well, it's an Easter movie. Yeah, it's. I guess.
Yeah, that's on HBO Max too. I saw that one. Once again, another Jimmy Stewart. So
I've seen that a couple times. So
you can imagine how much of a Philadelphia Story fan I am. Having
Ash, what were you saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. Eric Breen just washed over Ben-Hur like it was nothing.
Yeah,
is it Charlton Heston?
Bring it up again in 4 months.
Then I want to watch
you
then.
Can talk about it all you want.
Stream that too for me.
Why can't I enjoy it for Christmas?
We'll ask the host.
You can watch Halloween movies on Christmas, whatever you want. Screw that.
No, we're talking about Halloween. We're talking about Die Hard, but God, don't watch Ben-Hur.
That's how.
I didn't say don't watch Ben-Hur.
Don't watch Ben-Hur. How did Jimmy Stewart only get nominated one time, or how did he only win one Oscar?
Dude,
he only showed up for one.
I promise you, for as much as you may love Alfred Hitchcock, I know far more and have seen far more movies of his than yours, and it amazes me that he never won.
What you're telling me you've seen more Jimmy Stewart movies than me?
I don't know about that. I said Alfred Hitchcock.
Well, I've seen all four of his Hitchcock movies too.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it just amazes me because unlike Cary Grant was pretty much Cary Grant in every movie. Jimmy Stewart did have some range, and I said that he only got he only won the one. Mitchum only got one nomination in his career.
It kills him. Alfred Hitchcock never won an Oscar. He thanked the Academy and he resented the Academy because they gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. It's like, good job at the end of your life. Here you go. Thanks for the memories. And his speech is, Thank you. And he walks off.
Well, didn't Paul Newman not win until the verdict?
The verdict, yeah. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the Academy Award gets it wrong. Chariots of Fire over E.T. Time will tell on that one. Chariots of Fire is going to make a comeback. You know, it's just that they screw up quite a bit as far as that. And it's all politics. John Wayne only got one Oscar. The Shootist, right? I believe it was.
I thought it was True Grit.
Was it?
I thought it was. Yeah.
RDV is going into research mode. So
how does it make you feel that Mitchum has as many nods as Will Smith?
Hey, look, you know what? It was for Ali
and Hal Berry,
but now you're.
Oh, Hal Berry won.
Yeah, well, you know, it's well, I mean, you know, Mitchum. We say it's politics, but it wasn't always necessarily left versus right. Mitchum, you know, he didn't play along. I mean, he didn't get blacklisted. He wasn't one of those, but he got arrested for, you know, pot. And a lot of people thought that would end his career. It didn't, but it probably ended any chance he had of being nominated for anything.
Remember once upon a time when doing pot might end your career, and now you can, well, I don't want to say because it's truly horrific, but I'll
tell you what, they
do really bad things to children, and you get celebrated in Hollywood now.
They legalized it here, and I hate driving down the road and smelling. I hate the smell of pot.
Yeah, it's a pretty stinky thing.
So let's see. Glenzer is saying the Du Maurier novels Hitchcock did, Rebecca and Jamaican, are worth reading. Jamaican movie is awful compared to the book. Never read the book, like the movie. So, and MK is saying, have you guys seen all of the Universal monster films? And if so, who is your favorite, Eric?
Oh, God. I would say either the original Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein.
Of the two, I would always go Bride of Frankenstein. I think, what was his name? Whalen? Frank, the director. Shoot. I'm sorry. My memory is off. I used to know this shit right off the top of my head. I just think Whaley. I think he just made such a superior film. And that's not saying Frankenstein is bad. I loved Frankenstein.
No, I would probably agree with that. Since the Frankenstein was kind of like, without that, we don't get the rest of them. Maybe if that hadn't been successful, they hadn't done that one right.
I don't know if you count him though, but I would have to go with Charles Laughton as the Hunchback of Notre Dame. That version of the Notre that is freaking amazing.
And Brewer, speaking like it is, Lon Chaney, the werewolf.
Good stuff.
With Bela Lugosi.
But the thing is, the whole thing, it's like there is no wrong answer to that particular question. I don't think any of them are bad. I like Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is probably the cheesiest out of all of them. So,
I don't know. The Mummy is kind of up there.
No, well,
they're all.
Oh my God!
cheesy.
What are we gonna do? Well, we could walk away. He isn't exactly running, folks. I'm just saying.
Was the old school Draculas? Were they part of the Universal monster movies?
Well, yeah, Bela Lugosi,
Dracula.
Yeah,
Christopher Lee ones. One of those.
Yeah.
There was
that was Mark Hamill, but
daughter.
I couldn't remember if Dracula was or not because it.
Yeah.
There's
Dracula and Frankenstein both came out in 1931. Mummy came out in 1932.
Yeah.
And I believe when did the werewolf movie come out? That was several years later, wasn't it? Yeah.
1941. But the only Dracula ones I really watch is with Christopher Lee.
Those
the
Hammer
productions.
Movies.
Yeah,
the Bela Lugosi movie is worth watching. It's very atmospheric and and he basically had to learn English to play that part. He was very intimidated at the thought of having a speaking role because that was obviously not his language, and so he ended up doing very well with it. And then, because I believe if I'm not mistaken, he turned down the Frankenstein monster.
Yep.
And they gave it to Karloff, And then Lugosi ended up playing Frankenstein in one of the later Universal monster pictures, but I can't remember which one.
Let me look it up.
There's a line in
Son of Frankenstein. I think
there's a line in the movie Ed Wood. Martin Landau is playing Bela Lugosi, and he's about to get into a river with an octopus and wave around in this crappy D-list movie, and he actually goes, "I turned down Frankenstein. I didn't think it was sexy enough," and then he climbs into the river.
Do you remember what Peter Lorre said at Bela Lugosi's funeral?
No.
Maybe we should drive a stake into his heart just to make sure he's dead.
Yeah, he was creepy. One of the best Universal style movies is Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks fought to get it filmed in black and white. The Lab set. It is. It's a brilliant comedy. I love Young Frankenstein. One of the things I like about it is the lack of music and the lack of in certain scenes and the pacing. It's actually a quiet kind of movie, and it does have that old film feel. Now, especially in modern movies, the music tells you how to feel at every turn, and I thought even Young Frankenstein enjoyed that. So.
Glenn's read a probably said Lugosi turning down Frankenstein is akin to Selleck turning down Indiana Jones. I'm going to disagree with that only because he was fortunate enough that he got to do the next movie, which is, as far as fictional monsters go, they're right. They're 1 and 1A, so he at least got that.
For a second, I thought you were going to argue that Selleck turning down Indiana Jones wasn't a big deal.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I may be dumb, but I'm not.
I was like, wait a second, what?
But Lugosi at least, that could have really killed his career, but it didn't because he got to do Dracula, and then I think almost didn't he have a bit of a drinking problem that
heroin? He was straight up. Heroin? He was a straight up. No, it was morphine, I think. Either way, he
sounds more like
he was a straight up druggie. So yeah, I love that story. You said it to Vincent Price, says Joe Rogers.
Yes.
Lugosi was the monster in Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. And let's see, Tim Burton's Ed Wood was it is a damn good movie. It really is. And one of the things, it's true black and white. Do you know how I know it was true black and white? Because I was a projectionist at the time. And do you know the kind of freaking emulsion that comes off of a freaking black and white movie? I had to air clean that after every freaking showing. It would just okay. So when a movie strip goes through the projector, it's on a track, and the track, of course, rubbing up against the film, cause like little dust particles to come off. That's why sometimes you'll get something in front of it. And black and white, it was just, it's like a freaking snowstorm in there. I did not appreciate that at all. But keeping my projectors clean.
You were a projectionist?
Yeah.
How come you never mentioned that before?
Go yourself, Brain. Do I mention that enough?
Hey, Eric, every stream could be someone's first
Hey,
stream.
Eric, did you know that Supergirl's sister was gay?
What?
I think she mentioned it in that one episode.
Be nice to Eric. His dementia is setting in again.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
But you can be mean to him; he'll forget it though.
Yeah, you're right. He may have been saying that I don't mention it because he really doesn't remember me saying it.
Hey,
yeah.
Let's see if this line sounds familiar. Go yourself.
You can talk to evil black cat that way.
On. Woo! It's the swearing without swearing. Go for yourself. Yeah. 1977 and 1987 is a great film decade. I agree with that, Bianca.
I still like Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon.
Hollow Man was a good take on the Invisible Man. I do agree. That was pretty good. Of course, they jumped the freaking special effects.
You also get to see Rona.
Hey, you know what? Actually, did you guys see the Invisible Man made a couple of years back? That was done pretty good.
What, the one with the girl?
Yeah, the one with what's her name from?
That was this year, wasn't it?
Handmaid's Tale. No, it wasn't this year. It was last year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
That was all right. I like that one.
Yeah.
So are you saying you don't like the Universal monster movies?
Me?
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, they're. It's. They're kind of old timey. Kind of.
They're not made by Marvel DC. You can like them.
You know what? Gail's like that too.
I don't hate them. I'm just they don't capture me. Like I'm fine. I'm sure if I was, living in the time of the 30s, I would have been blown away. And but
well, I can understand what you're saying. I don't get excited to watch them, but I mean I've never watched them before, so I'll give them at least a watch.
Sure, I have respect for them, their existence, what they've done. I just think that film has advanced so far, and since I wasn't alive in that time, it's harder for me to go back and see it through that. I was just thinking about that today, about how, like Bianca talked about movies from the 80s. Like I can watch an 80s movie and I don't see the flaws the way like a modern person would, because I can take myself back to that era.
Yeah, you were there
and remember like what it was like and how impressive this was. But people who might have been born in like the turn of the century, they look like, oh, those 80s movies look terrible. Oh my God,
or it might be something that was culturally significant at the time, and they just don't understand. Yeah, a movie is of its time.
When 70s, not 80s. I'm okay with 80s. 70s something is too far back for me.
Oh, wait a second, buddy. Star Wars was in the 70s, so you need to walk that back.
Late 70s. Pixel and I did our Friday Night Flicks, and we watched these old movies like this. And I gotta say, even though the stories were kind of they weren't the greatest stories, the scenery, the props, the sound stages.
Yeah, well, it had to all be real.
And I love it when you can see it when you're like, hey, that's from the other movie. it's like the same thing. They just filmed it on the same set, or they change a few things.
Revenge of the Nerds, Goonies, Better Off Dead, 16 Candles, love them.
I think the 70s was actually one of the great renaissances of the film industry. So I think there's like a cut. Like it's harder for me to go back and watch movies pre-70s.
Wasn't the 70s the birth of the EPA? That's why all the climate movies.
No, there's just something about 50s, 40s. There's something about them.
I have, and if you go into my house, down the entry hall, there's a giant bookcase that has about 800 movies, give or take, all from 1970 and older.
Yeah.
Ash, think of the fun you could have walking past that.
You know what? I think that goes what E was saying. Like, it's the cultural relevance, right? Yeah. Like, I didn't live in the 60s, so seeing movies that were made in that era, they just don't resonate the same to me. It feels foreign. I'm like I said, I'm not trying to talk ill of it. I want to love every movie, but I just don't. They don't latch on to me. Even as I have to try harder to appreciate them.
When I review like a movie, anything that's with the 60s, like the James Bond movies, I love the scenery and all that stuff, the cars stuff, the culture and all that stuff.
I do like the James Bond movies.
And then when you watch, like we were watching the Chuck Norris movies, San Francisco, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen it without clutter. It's just so beautiful. It's clean. It's like it's so great.
Watch the old Dirty Harry movies.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
When movies
the atmosphere.
When movies like that, the fact that they're able to clean up stuff through the cinematography actually works as a detriment, because when you're watching a Dirty Harry film, or what was the one with the mustache guy?
Oh, you're thinking of Death Wish.
Death Wish, thank you. Yeah, Bronson.
Death Wish 2.
The mustache guy. That's the first time I've ever heard him referred to as that.
The thing is they didn't have the polish on them that they put on movies now, and it works a lot more. Oh, and to answer a question, the girl that sings the Better Off Dead theme song she's a voice actress. She did Tommy Pickles. She was in the movie Valley Girl in the 1980s. But
with Nicolas Cage?
With Nicolas Cage. Yeah,
I was watching. We really reviewed Death Wish 2 last week, and I was watching that. Like when he goes on to the slums part, the dirt seedy parts of the town, I'm thinking like there's all the church things and stuff, and then I just love the scenery because it just like I was telling Rob, it looks like they just didn't ask for extra, so he just went downtown. and just filmed it as they're driving by the camera. You know,
yeah, Ash, you got to call him that mustache guy, because before the mustache, he was Charles Buczynski.
Yeah,
it's just funny. If you just say mustache guy, first person that comes to my mind is Tom Selleck.
Exactly, that's what MK said. Making PI Hawaiian shirt. That's Tom Selleck.
Right.
Have you ever seen House of Wax? The 1953. Yeah, he's the mute, Charles Buczynski.
Oh, there you go.
But the Dirty Harry movies, Chuck Norris movies, the Death Wish movies, just watch those. The scenery, it's just as equally as awesome as the story. Where they film it and this surrounding stuff. It's just, man, it's like I love 70s and 80s, like, you know, California and stuff like that. And you see that. I've never been out there, but I feel like I'm right there when I'm watching that. Play Misty for me when he's driving around this town. I just love how everything looks. It looks great. Now I'm afraid to go over there because I might get locked in my house and totally have to wear a mask on.
Well,
you can't do anything. It's not, you know, politics aside, it's just how society has changed, the culture, the buildings have changed, you know, the looks of everything has changed. So you'll lose things. Business go under. So the landscape changes. And I love how you can go back and watch a movie like that, and it's just locked in to what it used to look like. You know, because around me, I have no more fields anymore. It's all houses.
Yeah, Ash was mentioning how the 70s was a renaissance period for films, and I would have to agree with that, which is why it makes me appreciate the older movies even more, because I think the 70s was the decade when the movie industry finally decided they were done with the Hays Code.
Yeah, that's when Hollywood really took
up. From 34 up until, you can see it just dissolving throughout the 60s. But any movie, it was a challenge for the writers to make a entertaining movie with all the restrictions. I mean, you couldn't do Bupkis in those years.
Yeah, watch Dark Passage, also San Francisco, 1940s. They filmed there, and then you go watch Bullet, which is later in the 60s, and then you said it's watching the films throughout the years, and you're watching. They're all over in California. I just love how you can check out like, hey, that's the same. You know, they use another movie, and how it's changed over the years.
By the way, I had to. Sorry, you challenged me, Joe. He says that Clint Eastwood never made a bad movie, and I point you to City Heat.
But did he make that movie?
Are you talking about directed or been in? Because
that's what I think of when I say make. Directors, what I mean. Actors are just dancing monkeys.
He did Paint Your Wagon, and he was in City Heat. He was in City Heat at the height of his powers.
I would say the one he just came out now.
It was him and Burt Reynolds in that movie, and that was not good.
The one he just did now is probably his worst movie.
Did it have to be?
Are you talking about Cry Macho?
Yeah, I did not like it.
Cry Macho was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great, but it was okay. 70 said
I was crying.
Movies, Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Dawn of the Dead, Halloween, Alien.
Wait, were you crying because it was bad?
Because I spent money on it.
Hello to Delirium. Well, thankfully, I had the HBO Max, so I watched it on that. It was one of those.
I don't have the Max.
I'm a massive Clint Eastwood stan when it comes to filmmaking.
If you're talking about director,
yes, as a director, I like him as an actor, but
his production company.
I love him as a director. I mean, he's made some of the greatest films I've ever seen.
Slumdog Millionaire.
When I was a kid,
that's a different guy.
I know.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I of course, I was a kid. All right, I had my cowboy hat, the pistols, the whole night. We were able to have cat pistols, and they weren't dumb enough to paint them to look like freaking real guns. But I love this movie called The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Oh, there you go.
That's a racist movie. Can't tell me about that.
Which is a movie that Clint Eastwood did direct.
Yep.
And there was a scene. I always tried to outdraw Clint Eastwood. I did once. But he's walking up on some soldiers. He's holding some packages, and they're all just looking. And then finally, they go for the guns, and it's the outlaw Josie Wales is one of my favorite westerns of all time.
Clint Eastwood, I believe, is one of only 2, maybe 3 directors who have 2 Oscars for directing, and he should have 3. He got robbed.
For which one?
So he won for Unforgiven, and he won for $1 Million Baby, but he should have got one for Mystic River. He got nominated for River, but he didn't win. And that's tough to say because $1 Million Baby is astounding, but Mystic River is fantastically directed film.
He doesn't have too many bad movies.
He doesn't.
In the last
and Gran Torino, man. Everyone mentions that Gran Torino, and I love every time I hear someone mention Gran Torino, I just want to like high five him because it's not his best movie. There's some acting flaws in there and things like that, but man, is that movie just
Gran Torino's film perfection.
It grabs your heart and doesn't let go, and it's my most beloved of all of his films.
Hey, thank you very much for the super chat, MK, for the $5 super chat, saying, I have one for you guys. Can you think of movies where the remakes are better than the original? Immediately, yes. And have you ever seen the Child's Play remake? Well, you know what? That's one. I actually liked the remake a little bit better than I did, or at least as much as. I don't know if I would say. It's been a while since I saw it. I'm going to retract that.
High Plains Drifter was a pretty good movie, too.
But the immediate thing that comes to mind whenever I hear that question, can you think of a remake that's better than the original? The one that pops right in the head immediately is John Carpenter's The Thing.
Oh, you stole my pick. Same one.
I love Howard Hawks' film. I think the original Thing is...
There's a remake. I didn't know that.
But John Carpenter scared the piss out of me when I was a kid. I mean, that is absolutely the best. Eric, do you have an answer for this remake that's better than the original?
I think Heaven Can Wait was better than Here Comes Mr. Jordan.
Okay, that's the one with you're talking about the one with Shirley MacLaine's brother, Warren Beatty. Yeah.
Well, Charles Grodin just absolutely steals that movie.
Charles Grodin is an MVP.
Yes.
In anything he does.
And the new Captain? And James Mason, is wonderful in it. And
does saying the new Captain America movie was better than the one with the Italian Red Skull count?
Yeah, I don't think that we could count that as a remake, though. But okay.
How about you, Ash? You have one?
He stole mine, but I have 2 more.
Okay.
The Thing, absolutely perfect pick. Thank you. But I would also say Ocean's 11 was better, and this might be controversial to some, but I'm going to say True Grit.
Wow.
I agree with the True Grit actually because
the Coen brothers just took a good film.
Robert Duvall
just elevated it to even a higher level.
I'm going to back you up on now. I don't know if I quite agree with that, but I can't argue it. I think both of them are very strong. But the one that might get me in trouble, it's in the same vein because it's a Western. I like the remake of Magnificent Seven more than the original.
Okay.
I have 2 as well.
Which one? I think that film's been remade like 3 or 4 times.
Well, the original with Yul Brynner and Mustache Guy.
Right.
I actually like the newest one with Denzel Washington.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
The ones I actually have for remakes, I have 2. The Fly, Jeff Goldblum. And then I also like the Crazies, the 2010 remake.
Oh, that's a good pick, Crazies.
Yeah, that's okay. Here's one, and this is going to be silly, but since it's Christmas, I know everybody will say Alistair Cook, but the remake of A Christmas Carol that I like the best has the freaking Muppets in it. So there you go. So there are a few. I guess there are a few.
Oh wait, if we're going transitional like remakes, I want to say Cars was a better remake of Doc Hollywood.
You are out of your mind. Take that back. Actually, I disagree, but yes, that is it is.
And I love Doc Hollywood, not slighting
Me
Doc
too.
Hollywood.
Doc Hollywood at full frontal. He can't get over that.
Wow. Okay, Glinger. Yeah, if you're gonna go there, then I'll say the Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart was better.
Got 41. Yep.
Ricardo Montez.
Yep.
The Wizard of Oz. Better than The Silent.
Yeah, better than the Silent movie, right?
All right, I'm gonna be really controversial. Force Awakens over New Hope.
Yeah, but we know you're not really meaning that.
All right. I was like low hanging fruit.
Ray is better than Luke. Get over it.
Yeah, we don't believe you on that one. Moran, you saying The Fly with Jeff Goldblum was better than the original, I think
more gross.
I think part of it, and maybe this is the same thing with The Thing. Although The Thing is incredibly imaginative, they also had better special effects. They knew they could do more. So,
here's another one. This should have been obvious. Dune.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I love the original.
I hate the original.
Oh, the new one is.
In my review of Dune, I actually said that movie kept me away from everything Dune. I saw that movie. It was so dull, so slow, so boring that just the word Dune, I'm like, okay, I'm gone.
I relate to you very much on this because I used to be that way until I read the book. Okay. So I read the book and then I went back and revisited the film that I thought I hated.
Yeah.
And I saw it in a completely different way. It was like night and day. And the
honesty,
movie, I still think the movie is super flawed because of that. Like if you don't know, there's too much you're missing. You're like, I don't understand any of this. But when you read the book, all the blanks are filled in. You're like, you can appreciate it just as a really great visualization of the novel.
Some books need to either be broken down or made longer.
For
sure. If you're going to do a movie, you can't do like Lord of the Rings. They did it the way it was supposed to. You do it in three books, 3 movies. The Hobbit, they did it the way they weren't supposed to.
The opposite.
There's also
the Blob remake was awesome. I love that 1988. I do highly recommend if you haven't seen it. Check it out.
Nobody in the chat has mentioned that. And it starts a guy who's been on Doom Patrol. His remake of a movie.
The Mummy is awesome. Yes, I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah, The Mummy, I do like the Brendan Fraser version because let's face it, it's not. I'm not saying any of these movies are bad.
No,
but versus what we got in The Mummy,
the plane flying away from the giant cloud, sand cloud.
Yeah, that was a lot better. I
Am Legend. Do you guys like that over the Mega Man?
No,
that was bad. Worse than.
God bless you, Will Smith. Which he has. Let's face it. But
we can see the Omega Man. That was better than the other one before it.
I don't know. Is Omega Man really better than
Charlton Heston wins every single time?
It's Last Man on Earth, right?
Yeah, the Vincent Price movie.
Yeah. I don't know. See, look, Omega Man has its things going for it, but the Vincent Price was done very well. It's all atmosphere.
I
kept thinking the bad guy, who's like the one of the mutants. I kept thinking, hey, Abbott. I hate that guy.
Except for the difference, for the Last Man on Earth, those zombies. How afraid of them did you have to be when they couldn't even tear those boards off of his front door, and they had the whole movie to do it? It was very creepy and very atmospheric. But I mean, at some point, it's like, you want to go out, you just go out and just take a board with you, just like this, because those guys were pretty feeble.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, I like the. They're just seeing some things.
The Mega Man, I thought they're just gonna start coming up with policies. We don't like this guy. This guy that did this to us. We're gonna. Just make liberal policies in San Francisco.
I think the best part of Last Man on Earth were the flashbacks, what led up to it. How it got to that point.
Yeah.
That was just seeing it, just watching it all fall apart.
Which Invasion of the Body Snatchers movie did you like?
Oh
my gosh. There's like in the original in the 50s, the 70s, then they did one in the 90s.
The dog face one.
And then they did one in the 2000s with James Bond and Nicole Kidman.
The dog with the face.
I liked Invasion. They just called it Invasion.
Yeah, they called it Invasion.
I didn't even know I was watching Invasion of the Body Snatchers until like I got to the end of it. I was like, oh wait, this is a remake.
Then there's War of the Worlds.
I like
terrible.
The first one, but I got to go 1978. That one actually scared me on Invasion of the Body Snatchers. As far as War of the Worlds, the new one, the one with Keanu Reeves did not hold a candle to the
Keanu Reeves.
Tom,
no, you're thinking
no,
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is the one.
You're thinking of Day.
No,
the Day of Stood Still.
Oh, The Day the Earth Stood Still. Yeah, you're right.
That sucked too.
Is Matrix 4 a remake?
I'll go Tom Cruise War of the Worlds over the 1950s, I think.
Ooh.
Because do you know what the 1950s doesn't have? A 6-year-old girl screaming loudly into her microphone for 15 minutes straight. Okay, so you have to agree with the Tom Cruise version. So, yeah,
I hate that movie. Another one I thought of, Dracula. My favorite, one of my favorite version of Dracula is the Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yep.
I like Ruth Fuzzy's Dracula. I think that was the best. I was like, it's
dead and loving it.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. What other Dracula are you talking about? Come on.
Christopher Lee was still good.
Well, they called it that because it was the first time they were actually adapting the book.
Yeah, I like that one as well. I have to say of those.
I don't know if it really counts since the other ones were like, we're just going to take the character and make up our own story.
We're talking about horror films, but I promised Gailey I would put one on, and so we're gonna call it here because she's home, and we're gonna watch a true Christmas movie, not one that just takes place at Christmas. And
Noel?
We're gonna check out. Oh, don't watch Noel. Do yourself a favor. Normally I say. Normally
I can't help it.
Normally I say, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Watch it for yourself. Trust me. Don't watch Noel. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it is.
You gonna watch that new Netflix Santa thing that I've been hearing about?
Which one?
The Seth Rogen.
We watched the first episode of that on Extreme Movie Show. It sucks. Don't watch.
I've heard it's beyond awful.
Yeah, it really is horrible.
And I've seen clips of it, and I was like, oh my god.
They really stereotype the characters too. They really there's like a female reindeer who just basically is like Jane Lynch. Oh
no, yeah, she's a black stereotype. The Jewish actors are Jewish stereotypes. It's a penis joke after a penis joke after.
Sarah Silverman, that's what you get unless it's Pixar.
It was horrible. Anyway, gang, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. As always, thank you for continuing the conversation, and thank you very, very much for watching. You kids have a great time.
Good night, kids.
Merry Christmas.